All right, fight fans, let's get the action going once again. Please welcome out of the red corner from Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico. Here is Eric Idaho Benitez.
Eric Benitez. His nickname is Idaho. No, it's not. That's his middle name. Aidahoe is his name. To give it to him by his father. He's 2-2. He's got one stoppage in his career. We'll get into his back a little bit more. We're from Guadalajara, Jalisco, México. Y saludos a toda la gente que está en Chicago apoyando a el Idaho. An interesting guy. We'll get into his background. He's a lawyer by trade and a boxer.
You know, it's weird. He looks like a lawyer in his face right here, but he also looks like a fighter.
Yep.
And Guadalajara fighters always come to fight.
And he's got some people. Saludos a toda la gente que está mirando esta pelea. Apoyando el Idaho Benitez. Well, this isn't Ozzy.
No.
It's a song called Gracias.
Please welcome his opponent as he makes his way to the ring out of the blue corner from Norwalk, California. Here is Japethle Yamido.
Japeth Lamido, he's 5-0, 2 KOs. I'm not even pretend to know this song.
I was going to ask you. You're going to have to help me out with this one.
Yeah, Shazam says it's ABG Wando Rondo. So,
all right.
Yeah, we're in our 40s here.
He's a young man. 22 years old. But I've been looking forward to finally seeing this guy live because I've heard a lot about him.
Yeah, he's been around the Southern California scene.
You called his last fight.
Yep. I'm not going to say I was a Big Punch Arena in Tijuana, but me and Jessica Rosales, we made our Big Punch debut in Tijuana, so he gets to fight in the United States. Chris Bizad, Idaho's nickname or middle name, given to us by his father, who said he was told it means something in one of the different languages, not Spanish, but about mystical creatures and all this other stuff. That's why it's called AIDO. David Baguetta in Australia. Bruce Lee. That was Isaac Zarate's younger brother, Ivan Zarate, who was stopped in the previous fight. So we are seeing this. Sonny Franco, bring him in.
Ladies and gentlemen, we continue on with the next bout of the evening. Scheduled for 6 rounds of action in the featherweight division. Sponsored by Pronovost, Normandin, Berg, and Daw, Western Manufacturing, Belgard, Fortifiber, and Makita Tools. At ringside, your 3 judges scoring the bout should it go the distance are Ron Scott Stevens, Rudy Barragon, and Carla Cais. And the man in charge of the action at the bell, your referee, Eddie Hernandez Sr. Fight fans, here we go. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. He stepped in the ringside wearing the black trunks. When he stepped onto the scale, he went in officially at 126.8 already pounds. As a professional, his record stands 2 victories against 2 defeats, with one of his wins coming to you by way of KO. Ladies and gentlemen, damas y caballeros, de Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico, introducing Eric Idaho Benitez. And introducing his opponent, fighting across the ring out of the blue corner. He stepped the ringside with the black trunks with white. When he stepped onto the scale, he went officially at 125.5 already pounds. Tonight, he steps into the ring undefeated. 5 wins with 0 losses. Ladies and gentlemen, hailing from Norwalk, California, put your hands together and welcome Japethle Yamido. Once again, your Reverend in charge, Eddie Hernandez Sr., give the final instructions.
All
right, gentlemen, been over rules with you both. You're professionals. I expect you to conduct yourself as such. Touch gloves. Good luck.
All right, Eddie Hernandez Sr., the third man in the ring. Let's look at the tail of the tape for this fight, Doug. 6 rounds coming your way.
Let's see how these featherweights match up. Yamito is 5 years younger. He's a little bit taller, a little bit longer wingspan.
All right, let me just clarify the previous fight. Ivan Zarate was knocked out in the first round. Just spoke with the doctor, Andre Guerrero. He says Zarate is fine. He has cleared him.
Thank
Zarate
goodness.
is the younger brother of Isaac Zarate, who will be the co-main tonight. But right now, you're watching Japeth Lamido, the southpaw, against Eric Benitez, who comes in like a bull in a china shop to start off this fight.
I think that's smart. I think that's smart of Benitez, the attorney. What I've seen of Japhet is that he's got a nice jab. He's good from a distance. Started in combat sports early on.
Yep.
You know, taekwondo and kickboxing and other martial arts. Had an extensive amateur background, but amateur boxing and taekwondo is not professional boxing. So there's still certain nuances of the professional game that he needs to learn. Certain things he needs to do with his feet, needs to learn how to, settle down a little bit more. He moves around more than he needs to move around.
And he tackled him. There you go. So we have some MMA into the mix.
Why
You're
not?
at it. Social media shout-outs.
I'm sure Yamito knows his way around in MMA, octagon, a cage.
Japeth has been fighting in Mexico, Big Punch Arena. His U.S. debut for a fighter from Norwalk, California. He's been around the Norwalk area, and he's been at the different gyms sparring people. But he's going down to Mexico, getting the advantage. So we're going to take it, see what he can do here in the United States. And why were they fighting in Tijuana? COVID. Simple as that.
Yep.
They couldn't get any fights here. There were no fights. So here you go.
Nice
And Lamido-
adjustment. Nice adjustment made by Japhet.
And Japeth will switch
gonna
every
say.
other one.
That worked for him. He made that switching of stances work for him, and I like how he went to the body and the head.
Yeah, he
with
does
his power
that
hand.
all the time. He's trained by his father at the Glen High School a little bit. More online classes. Good left hand by Lamido. So his name is Japeth Lee Yamito. He said, just call me Japeth. Get rid of the Lee.
Is it Japet with a P or is the pronunciation like with an F? Is the PH like an F,
Yeah.
like Japhet?
Yep.
Japhet. Okay.
In other words, we're going to call him Lamido, bro.
Yeah,
This guy
Yamito.
He needs a nickname.
And Yamito is Filipino.
Yep.
That's his ethnic
Yeah.
background.
And when you're naming your kid, if you want to be a fighter, give him an easy name for the announcers, please.
That helps. Or give him a catchy nickname,
Yeah.
a fighting moniker, if you will.
Yeah.
But listen. Thanks to the great Manny Pacquiao, the Filipino market is something that is real in boxing. And it's not just Manny Pacquiao anymore.
Yep.
I mean, when Mark Magsayo won the WBC featherweight title from Gary Russell, we had the website ringtv.com and our YouTube channel. We had crazy hits coming from the Philippines.
They love their fighters. And we're done with one. This was scheduled for 6. Mr. Ken Thompson built Thompson Building Materials years ago. Now it's the Force here on the West Coast. Locations in Orange, Fontana, Lomita, Camarillo, San Diego, Ripon, Sacramento. Thompson, BLDG.com. Bethel Duran, Doug Fisher, and you, along with Jessica Rosales. Saludos a la Academia Salinas Fight Club. También la que están en Querétaro. All kinds of people coming in. You know, Kell Brook, Amir Khan tomorrow, Doug. Only a decade late, but we got it.
And you know what? British fans are hyped for it anyways,
All right, whatever.
I think it'll be a good fight.
You know what?
It'll be fun.
I don't care when you fight. If you don't like somebody, just fight anything. I don't care if
Right.
you're in your 60s. And if you listen to the Morales Barrera podcast, talk about two guys that hate each other, but they still get after it.
That's right.
And hello to our good friend, the very loquacious Sal Sanchez. Sal the Beast Sanchez watching us right now. His brother Emilio will be on the zone card of March 5th.
Beto, you see when Yamito lands a punch and then jumps way back, he doesn't need to do that. I look at his stance. His stance is still kind of martial arts, still kind of like karate kickboxing-ish. And the way he jumps back, that's a nice jab. He's got a really good jab, whether it's orthodox or southpaw, and that's great. But what you'll see him do sometimes is he'll land that jab either to the head or the body, and then he jumps way back. It's like whether the guy throws a punch or not, it's like you don't need to jump all that way back.
Just like that?
Just like that. Like a dude could flinch, and he'll jump back, and he'll kind of like have his hands up, you know. And that to me is amateurish right there. That's something that he's going to need to work through as he develops as a professional.
True Boxing, Nacho Zuniga watching us in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Hello, Nacho. Harry Ziankis, the god of speed, says a left uppercut is the best shot to KO the lawyer. Let's see what we got. This is our third fight of the night, scheduled for 6, halfway through the second round.
I think the lawyer, Benitez, needs to stay in Yamito's grill. He needs to make it a chest-to-chest inside fight because I haven't seen an inside game from Yamito yet.
And
nice
pushes
punch.
him back, bounces off the ropes.
Yeah, it wasn't a hard punch, but it caught Benitez off balance. And yeah, the push helped.
Slapping right hand from Lamito.
Yamito, obviously, clearly is a good athlete. He's got good reflexes. He's got good coordination.
And a left hook from Lamito.
And that was a beautiful three-punch combination, punctuated by the left to the body, left to the head. And that's nice stuff. That's pretty. Like I say, there's, you know, and it's all just about development and growth and experience. There's still some amateurish habits that he has. And, you know, so far I haven't seen an inside game. Like, he just covers up when Benitez gets in close.
And it's also different when you're not fighting at Big Punch Arena. Which
Yes, exactly.
we love Big Punch, as
Of
Tim
course.
Boxell would say, the Mecca. But you know what you're getting when you're fighting a Big Punch, a guy you paid for.
That's right.
Final seconds of the second round. Lamito not signed with Thompson, Nacho. It's his first fight on a Thompson card. Yeah, Lamito does have some power. I like what I see. I'll say this. When I saw him fight last year at Big Punch in Tijuana, mind you, his opponent was somebody that they had selected. That's what you do down there. But it was a guy who was an ugly style. It was really weird to get any kind of rhythm. It was a guy trying to survive. Benitez is here for the taking, where he's going to fight and scrap with you.
Right.
I like what I see from Lamito so far. And there you see the girl right there, the young lady, is Cool Girl Steph, Lamito's girlfriend, who just made her pro debut last week on the Elite Boxing Show. And
Oh, she's
got
a
victory.
boxer too, a
Yeah.
professional boxer. Wow.
All boxing.
Well, that's good. They can diet together.
Yep.
You know, they understand that. They understand cutting out the fatty foods and the sweets and the sodas and all that kind of stuff when it's time to make weight.
Sometimes the partner is a distraction. Here it's like, no,
course.
hey man, we're gonna spar, me and you, let's go.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Ace of SoCal, Anthony Contreras, watching us in San Marcos. Charlie Brown in Guadalajara. So we keep saying Benitez is a lawyer, right? You're like, is he really? Yes. He actually is a practicing prosecutor, Doug. He works for the government.
Wow.
I'm like, so what kind of lawyer? You know, I'm over here like, you're telling me you're a lawyer? Yeah. He's like, no, I'm the one where if you steal something, I'm sending you to jail.
Okay.
So he's a prosecutor, and Lamito's mouthpiece went flying on a shot from the
Yeah.
lawyer Benitez.
Yeah, and
Lamito's holding on.
Benitez is really making this rough, which I think is a smart thing for a mature fighter to do against a younger guy. His head, and Yamito's going to have to protect his face from Benitez's head because he could get head-butted in his mouth and chin area.
Timeout by Eddie to get the mouthpiece. They're going to rinse it out. So he is a practicing prosecutor in Guadalajara, and just a couple weeks ago recently received a master's that's going to allow him to be a professor. So I'm like, why are you boxing, bro?
It's a badass academic, man.
From a family of academics. I said, seriously, why are you boxing? He's like, well, my two other brothers they're pros in Mexico. I started boxing at the age of 20 because I was in school and I wanted to train. I love it. I want to do it. He's like, this keeps me so locked in because being a lawyer doesn't keep you locked in.
Right.
And shout out to our favorite lawyer here on staff, or on retainer, Linus Esquire,
Yeah.
a right hand
Wow.
for Benitez.
Benitez is having his moments, sometimes with the rough stuff, but sometimes with clean punches. And I think Yamito really needs to answer because he's in danger of losing this round 3.
Yeah, Chris buys that. If you tell me you're a lawyer in Mexico, I'm going to ask some questions, bro. Most of them are paralegals. I'm going to go after it.
Right, there you go.
Licenciado, yeah, okay. Yeah, so Benitez said he wants to be a professor, and that's what he's doing. I'm like, so why are you really boxing? Bro, you're making a couple $100 at the end of the day. He's like, I love the sport. It keeps me locked in. He's like, you can only do this for so long in your career.
Nice left landed by Yamito. I think from the orthodox stance, now he jumps back into a southpaw stance. I think Yamito needs to get back onto his jab, whether it's as a southpaw or orthodox. But I think, listen, Benitez, he's just, what is he, 27?
Yep.
He's still young. It's an adrenaline rush.
That's exactly
Some
it,
folks
Doug.
jump out of airplanes. You know what I'm saying? Or they hike on, they mountain climb or what have you.
And he's also single.
There you go. So he's still got that youthful craziness and yeah, I get it.
As he said, boxing's taking him around to places that he wouldn't have gone. His last fight, he lost to Nick Sullivan, who we know, Doug, a Golden Boy fringe prospect that they're looking at,
Right.
On the undercard of Zurdo Ramirez. And so he's getting things out there. And to finish it up with him, you want to talk about a guy because professional, Benitez shows up in a 3-piece suit for the weigh-in.
I like that.
Like, bro, for the weigh-ins, just wear sweats.
Like he's prosecuting somebody in court.
But it's like, wear sweats so we can get in and out, man. We have to wait for him to get dressed. Fun fight here. Scheduled for 6. We're done with 3 in Ontario. Our main event tonight is going to be Ruben Torres. Ace is undefeated. He's taking on a tough one, a Christian Ruben Niño from Argentina. He's got over 25 fights.
Yes.
He fought Juanma.
Juanma Lopez.
Yeah.
And that was a hard 10 rounds. And I've never seen a fighter from Argentina who wasn't tough and wasn't fearless.
And didn't have a neck tattoo.
They do. They like their tattoos.
He's got one of
Often
those.
they give them to themselves, too.
Yep.
That's how tough they are.
And his opponent, the main event, the man who everybody's here to watch, Ruben Ace Torres. Trainer Danny Zamora to his right. Ace feeling pretty calm, and he's ready to graduate from the Thompson Boxing Ontario side. Should be very, very soon. Tony Martinez, I already shouted out Steph Chavez, bro. Where were you, man? Cool girl Steph. Follow her on Instagram. We're headed to the 4th round, scheduled for 6. Beth Durant, Doug Fisher. And if you're watching Thompson Boxing for the first time, this is what we do. We really do interact with you. If you have questions for Doug, editor-in-chief of Ring Magazine, let him know. Dave Burton, what's happening? Up next will be Louis Lopez against Christian Dominguez.
This is going to be a learning experience for Yamito.
Yep.
He's in there with somebody who's game, who's a little bit awkward, and is not afraid to make things rough.
And also not going to lay down.
No, that was a nice shot landed by Yamito, but he needs to put them together.
Yeah, Lamito was going to be on a Marv Nation show. He was going to be on an Elite show. Here he is on a Thompson show now. Abrazo Villa Señor, Viva las Chivas.
Now, it's up to Benitez to go to work once he's inside Yamito's reach. Yamito's not one to really fight on the inside, so it's up to the more mature fighter, Benitez, to get to work when he's on the inside. It's not enough just to lock arms with the young man and wrestle. And yeah, you can wear the young guy out. You can empty his tank a little bit. Take some strength away from him if you know what you're doing. But you're not going to win rounds unless you land punches.
Yeah, and for those of you that's asking, a couple like what gym does Yamito work out of? His home. He and his dad do their own thing. But he is from Norwalk.
I like the body shots. I want to see more body shots from Yamito, but I want to see him get back to the stick. I don't care if it's a left stick or if it's a right stick, but I want him to set those body shots and power punches up with a jab.
Saludos a Totolán del Oro, Jalisco. So if you're leaving comments on Facebook or on on YouTube, I'm seeing them. And the instruction you're hearing is from the corner of Eric Benitez.
Yeah, we're near the red corner.
Yeah. Dana Gonzalez, we appreciate you watching us tonight. And the gym that he works out of is el Gym Pikudo en Guadalajara. Y saludos a Osvaldo Molina y todos los que van a ir al torneo mañana. Final seconds of the fourth round. There we go. Keep it right there, California. Doug Fish, the editor-in-chief of Ring Magazine. If you have questions for him, we can check it in. West Sacramento, actually, Thompson Boxing could be going to Sacramento this year. So follow the Thompson Boxing social media pages and give you all the information that's going on.
That used to be a fight town, and when it does host boxing, it's a fight town again. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, just we'll try not to make sure it's 120 degrees when we go.
Let's get hot.
Andre Horn in Philadelphia checking in. Rogelio Chapa, my favorite immigration lawyer. You know him, Doug. He's one of the commissioners. One of the inspectors.
Oh.
Yeah, he's checking in. He's now living on the Mexicali border. So.
Wait, what's his first name again?
Rogelio, Roger.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Always with the smooth suspenders, baby. All right, we keep on going. It's the fifth round, scheduled for 6. And Benitez, we told you, Idaho is tough, man. It's also, Doug, when you have that. Oh, and he gets dropped. He got caught there. He stepped in trying to throw a punch.
It's going to count.
And he went down. So for this one does count here in the fifth round. And that's big now for Yamito because the fight's been close. You see rounds going either way, but Yamito with the knockdown here in the fifth. And Benitez keeps on coming and smothering. Pablo Flores, ring announcer extraordinaire. Saludos, Pablo, in Tijuana. He's working the Munguia show tomorrow. You know Pablo Flores. We used to see him at Velasco. Had a smooth mustache.
I don't think Benitez was hurt from that knockdown.
Yeah, as Nick Martin said, it was an off-balance shot. Regardless, goes down as a knockdown.
Yep, and it could go down as a 10-8 round unless Benitez gets to work here, scores some points, lands some leather. Oh, that's a nice, Yamito's, he's good at the pot shots. You can't fall asleep in front of him because he'll, and he's good from firing from the hip too. Like a hand that's low, he'll just bring it right up and pop Benitez in the mouth.
Robert Twelderger says, can I get a shout out to my boy, the Turkish Terror, Hassan Ukar, who's going to be turning pro at 126.
Okay.
There you go. Guadalupe Hernandez says that Lomito has sparred with Lomachenko, Tifon, and Inoue.
Wow. That's very high level, elite level sparring right there. But this, there's sparring and then there's a real fight.
Yep.
I mean, he's not in with a world-class guy here, but it's a fight. He's winning rounds, but it's he's having to work.
Good exchange. And that'll do it for 5 rounds between Chapez Gamito and Eric Benitez. Wait, hold on. Look at the highlight here, Doug Fisher.
Let's see this knockdown. Yeah, kind of. It was Benitez was jumping in with the punch. Yeah, and he was sort of off balance. It wasn't a hard punch. He popped right back up.
But it connected.
Fine. It did. He went down on a punch.
Y saludos a Miguel. Mickey Roman is watching us right now.
Man, what a veteran.
Oh.
Jeez.
¿Cómo estamos, campeón?
A lot of fights there, and a warrior, a real action fighter.
Louis Lopez, Christian Dominguez coming up next. Then after that, Isaac Zarate, Horacio Garcia.
Yeah, this is a good matchup right here.
Yeah, then
Lopez
Ruben Torres
Dominguez. Yeah.
and Christian Mino. Yeah, Mickey Roman, talk about go wherever you want and I'll fight you. I don't care. Kevin Singleton checking in from Kentucky. What's up, Kevin? All right, sixth and final round. What can Yamito do? Can he finish Benitez, who is tough?
Yeah, Benitez seems durable. He seems really solid in there.
Yep.
I think Yamito would have to hurt him to the body. I think Yamito to get a knockout, he'll need to. He's been mainly boxing off the back foot. He'll need to actually put a little bit of pressure on Benitez, and then really put the combinations on him.
And Benitez throws a haymaker.
Yeah, he still has fire in his belly. He's not giving up on himself.
Tiene corazón el muchacho de Guadalajara, Benitez.
Like I said, yeah, Guadalajara boxers come to fight. There's a lot of pride there.
And if you see him outside of the ring, he wears glasses. He needs them.
Well, that's another reason to get in close.
Yeah. Good jab there by Lamito. You like what you see from Lamito?
I do. I see some bad habits. I see room for improvement. I see areas where he needs to develop. I think he needs to develop an inside game. He covers up a lot whenever he gets crowded. There's some wasted movement. He's very athletic, but like right here, the way he kind of backs up and he kind of lifts his hands up. He's good at for the most part of controlling distance, but actually I think he needs to settle down a little bit more, stand his ground a little more. And all of that just comes with experience. It just comes with being in with tough guys like this.
Which I'd rather see him a tough fight and go 6 instead of knock him out in 20 seconds.
Exactly. The knockout is great for your Instagram. It's not good for your development.
Without a doubt.
That was nice.
That's a good shot landed by Japet Lamito.
I'll tell you something else. I think he needs to turn his punches over a little bit because sometimes he smacks with those shots. Sometimes he's not hitting with the knuckles. He's hitting more with the palm of his gloves. And it makes a nice sound.
Yep.
But, you're going to hurt your opponent more when you land with the knuckles. You turn it over.
It's all development here. It's only his 6th professional fight.
Yes, and yeah, he looks good. He looks good for his age and this level of professional experience. There's definitely something for his father trainer to work with, and if he ever signs with a promoter, with a good matchmaker, they can devise a developmental plan for him.
Yeah, definitely. I like what I see from Japet Lamito today against a very game Eric Idaho Benitez, and that'll do it. 6 good rounds between the two fighters and our 3rd fight of the night. All right, so we got 3 more fights to go. We got about like 4 minutes, so if you want to go get a drink, do it. You got about 5 minutes. I'll wait for you. Just come back with your drink right here. So we will be here for you. 3 more fights to go here at Thompson Boxing in Ontario, California. Beth Duran, Doug Fisher, and Jessica Rosales will be interviewing the winner of this fight. Make sure you follow the Thompson Boxing social media pages for all the information on what's going on this year. And if you guys have questions, or gals have questions for Doug Fisher, send them. Let him know who should be on the next cover of Ring Magazine. As Brady says, Jake Paul runs boxing.
Maybe Jake Paul.
Maybe Jake Paul. Maybe Jake Paul's going to join us.
You know what folks were saying? They were saying we should put the women's showdown, Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano, like they should be on the cover. I'm thinking, the winner.
Hey.
The winner definitely has earned it.
We'll
Has
come back
earned
with the
that
winner
honor.
of this fight, the final decision. You're watching Thompson Boxing in Ontario.
Discover the advantages of the Henry Fortifiber 123 moisture control system. It's as simple as 1, 2, 3. Choose the weather barrier, add the flashing, then finish up with the Henry Moist Top Sealant. Done. No guessing, no gambling. Just the winning confidence you get from our compatible systems.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 6 rounds of boxing action, to the judges' scorecards we go. Ron Scott Stevens and Carla Cais both see about 59 to 54. While Judge Rudy Barragan sees it 58 to 55. All in favor of your winner by unanimous decision. And still undefeated from Norwalk, California, Japetli Yamido.
And there he is, Javid Lamido from Norwalk, California. Gets his first victory in the United States. He's now 6-0.